Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king, Aspinall. And joining me through Discord, it is the disembodied voice of my co-host. It is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top god, Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
Well, it's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, everybody? For those on YouTube, sorry you're gonna be missing my handsome face, but I can't do it this week. But I had to pull up for the pod because this is a big one. We got 6 chapters.
Oh yeah, we got a busy week. But also joining us is the not disembodied voice of my producer, my brother. It is Edgelord Big News Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Hey, it's just me and Brian on the big screens today. Very excited. We like Josh said, we do have 6 series to get through. We got the return of Black Clover. We got Chainsaw Man again today, and all the other stuff that we usually talk about. Of course, Jujutsu Kaisen's back. So let's not waste any goddamn time. Let's get into plugs really fast. You can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole_37 on Instagram and at NYChillin with an EN, not ING. And that's on Twitter.
Oh yeah, Brian.
You can find me at b.esp on both Instagram and Twitter. And if you ever want to catch me when I'm streaming, you can find me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Oh yeah, you can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, especially because we do a really good chapter of the week poll, where you guys vote on your favorite chapter and we reveal it to the public on the show. I just want to rectify a mistake real fast. I'll do it after the theme song drops, but last week I did not give the audience RGC to the one that deserved it, so I will rectify that immediately after we're done here with the plugs. So yeah, vote. I won't mess it up this time. So, you know, keep casting your votes there. You can email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. Email us there. We appreciate all feedback. If you don't want to email us, you can comment underneath any video you're watching, whether it's the full version of the podcast or the little highlight breakouts we make for you guys every week. Tell us what you guys think about the manga that we are covering this week, because we got a lot of them. Check us out there. While you're at it, subscribe to us on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a share, give us a like. We like likes, so do that. It makes me happy every time I see a like. And if you prefer audio podcasts, never fear. We are on all these audio podcasts. Every single episode we've ever done is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're there. So check us out. There's a link in the bio as well that'll lead you to our iTunes or Spotify, whatever you guys listen to. And I think that's it. Leave us a 5-star review. Please do on whatever you're listening to. Spotify allows you to rate podcasts now. Give us a 5-star on that. And that's it for real this time. Let's get into the show proper. One Piece. This is One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1055. The New Era. That's pretty good. Pretty good title for what's happening here. Last we left off in One Piece, the Admiral Green Bull has descended upon Wano's borders and has been causing a lot of chaos. He started confronting the Akazaya 9, who are still standing, basically. And they're all right now fighting him on the borders of Wano. In the meantime, we have Robin being guided by what's his name, the Odin grandfather, down to the depths to find Pluton and whatever. But we'll get to that when we get to that. So yeah, it's basically a valiant effort by the samurai. They're getting pretty washed. Raizo gets impaled by one of Green Bull's weird tree tentacles, and they suck the life force out of him. Pause.
One of the samurais had the nerve to ask, "Are you okay?"
yeah. He's literally.
This nigga looks like a raisin, bro. It's a fucking prune.
Yeah.
It looks like that worm from SpongeBob. Remember the old lady with the chocolate episode?
Yeah.
Please tell me you remember.
I do remember. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Chocolates.
Yes.
Yo, Raizo looks like he wants some chocolates right now.
That nigga needs some milk.
Get over here, you lazy Conjuro. Conjuro's dead. I messed it up. Anyway.
Ooh.
Oof.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I'll give myself one of these. So yeah.
You might as well give Raizo one of those too. Shit.
Yeah, I mean he's still alive. Unless we see unless we see their dying breath. I assume
he's alive adjacent.
Yeah, he's alive adjacent. Kawamatsu's trying to cut down. Every time he cuts down one of these tree branches, another one grows like a hydra. They're really struggling. Like Kawamatsu gets captured, Cat Viper gets captured, and we cut to under the palace in the Kozuki in Kozuki's Sukiyaki's secret chamber, where he's guiding both Robin and Law down to the depths. They start talking about, just watch your step. There's mold down here. Kaido never reached this place. Like, I never showed them this place, but they only learned about it because Jack is a fishman. So he was able to just like swim down there and discover the poneglyph, the road poneglyph that lies beneath. So as they're walking down, Robin notices that there's a dim light coming from this weird hole in the wall, and he's like, "Go look at it." And he goes. Robin and Law both go. Law teleports there, by the way. He just goes, and he's there. They look through the little glass that's in this weird hole in the wall, and what's revealed to be there is an old city of Wano. It's undersea Wano, and apparently 800 years ago, that was the original Wano. And at some
800.
Yeah, 800. And apparently, unbeknownst to to Sukiyaki, somehow that place got flooded, and also these mountains grew around it to create kind of a wall. So the people of Wano had to obviously evacuate that lower Wano and travel up to the current Wano, which is actually way higher than where they are. It's like nearer to the top of the mountain, the Fuji mountain that they live near.
Right. Oh, I have a question. Actually, I have a couple questions, but I'm gonna try to scale to just one for a moment. Has anybody been revealed in the series to be like an earth fruit user? I know that Pika was like the stone guy or something like that.
Yes, he was able
from Dressrosa.
Yes, he was able to merge with the stone and manipulate it at his will.
Oh, so he could not. It wasn't just like an enhancement thing; it was a manipulation thing too, right? He could manipulate. He was like an earthbender, essentially. Well, I didn't want to say it, but
he's not an earthbender. He would have to fuse with the earth in order to manipulate it. So it's a little different. He doesn't like pick up rocks with his mind. He fuses with it and moves it as if it were in his own body.
Right. So that means. So with that said, there's a possibility that, however, because mountains don't grow like plants, right? I mean, they form through geological processes over thousands of years. I don't even think 800 years is a long enough time for just mountains to sprout out of nowhere. But they look very particular, So I would assume that it was the ability of someone that did that.
Yeah, it could very well be somebody who used the stone fruit before. That's very possible because Sukiyaki indicates or implies that somebody made these walls, or these walls are not natural. Like somebody created them to a degree. What he said specifically is that it's like these walls somehow were erected and the whole place filled up with rainwater because there was nowhere for the water to go. Like this wall was so airtight that it basically created a bowl of an island, and it eventually flooded. That's a lot of rainwater. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, that is 800 years.
Yeah, 800 years worth of rainwater. So yeah, it wasn't just a big flood. It was literally like the water had nowhere to go, and it literally flooded. So that's interesting. We then cut to, they get to, I guess, the very bottom of this place, and they arrive at the road poneglyph that they've been looking for forever.
Are those the red ones?
Yep. So now they have 3 in their possession.
Okay, first one was in Alabasta. The second one was Big Mom.
No, first one was on Zoe.
Was on Zoe.
Yeah.
Oh, the poneglyph in Alabasta just told them that there was the weapon
Yes,
Pluto was in Guano.
It's a regular poneglyph, for lack of a better word. It's not like these road poneglyphs are literally the map to the One Piece. So
I see. Okay.
Yeah. Or to Raft.
I mean, Robin's interested in all poneglyphs in general.
Yeah,
but
yeah, she reads every one she comes across.
Specific to the crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So they arrive at the road poneglyph. Big Mom had one. They copied it, back in Whole Cake, and now they got the one they secured from Kaido, which is under the Sukiyaki headquarters thing. Sukiyaki goes on to explain that beneath, even further down into the earth, is where Pluton is said to be rested, which has brought up an interesting theory by the people that I know about. I think, Brian.
I'd love to hear that when you're ready.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll say it after during my thoughts or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, he's Sukiyaki also indicated he's never seen it, and he can't show it to them because he doesn't. I guess he doesn't know how. Apparently, the way to retrieve Pluton is to destroy the walls or tear down the walls specifically. So that's what the opening of the borders means. That all this time, Odin has just been Odin, before he died, basically commanded them to tear down the walls and release Pluton. That's a little crazy. But I wonder. So, Robin naturally asks, like, why would he want this? And Sukiyaki's like, I don't know. I can't tell you what Odin learned abroad because, I don't have his journals. Momonosuke does, though. So we may know fairly soon why Odin wanted this. But speaking of which, we turned back to the battle against Green Bull. All the samurai are in dire straits. Momonosuke is still like maintaining that that they don't call Luffy and them to help this. Yamato is just like, yo, we should just call them. They're better than him. They straight up just say they can fuck this guy up now. They beat Kaido.
Right.
But Momonosuke is just like, no, we can't do that because we can't keep relying on them. Basically, we can't keep having them save our ass. We got to be able to help ourselves because they're gonna leave, and then we're gonna be fucked. So we have to be able to watch after our own.
Right. Nobody's stopping this nigga from spinning the block after Luffy smoked him. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll come right back.
I mean, the Navy is technically just outside right now, so
Well, they can't get in. This
nigga
nigga could because he could fly.
Yeah, he could
Who
fly.
knew?
You're right. Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah. Momonosuke, in his fury, manages to release a giant burn breath and impale.
Or, as I like to call it, Dragon Beam.
Dragon Beam.
Yo, motherfucking chest, nigga. What's up? Nah, actually, I was really hyped when I seen this.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Go, I was like, yo, let's go.
Yeah, it was really cool.
On, man. They couldn't make him just keep fucking up. He had to do a little something.
Yeah.
The whole dragon.
Yeah, and it's cool. It shows that Momonosuke can grow and become stronger. That's really cool. And he just keeps spamming the dragon beam. Just basically forcing Green Bull into a corner. He has to regrow himself outside of his giant tree clone. So yeah, Green Bull's like, you're trying to burn down an entire town? You know what? I know you mean business. I'm not gonna fuck around anymore. I'll skewer you from mouth to tail. And I'm like, God damn. That's dark.
You're a pitiful replacement for Kaido.
So as he's about to impale Momonosuke from mouth to tail, we see hockey lightning descending from afar. And all of a sudden, Green Bull just reverts back to his human form, and he's just frozen. He's like, "Oh shit, this is Supreme King Haki. Who's doing that?" And he knows what time it is. He's like, "The red hairs. Oh shit. Are you guys nearby? And you see that we cut back to Shanks' ship, and they're all telling him to relax because the new guys on his crew are foaming at the mouth. They can't handle the hockey. And we see Shanks, who's pointing his sword outward, and I think that's like how he channels his hockey. He, like, is able to aim it so directly. He like uses his sword as kind of like a conduit. Which I think,
now we know that it's that like I think before Wano, we didn't know that it could be used in an offensive manner that way. You know, so it makes a lot more sense now. That would be the case.
Yeah, where you could just shoot it at people, and that's pretty cool.
At least he can.
Yeah. So he basically was just like, now I'm not accusing you of fighting dirty, Navy man, but when the new shoots that just changed the pirating history are exhausted from their feet, don't you think that what you're doing is a bit much? And then he asks us, like, are you that afraid of the new era?
I mean, I respectfully disagree with Mr. Redhair, but you know, I get it.
What do you mean?
I don't. Why would the Navy give a fuck? Whether they just finished the fight? That's the perfect time to get them. I just thought it was a weird statement.
I think what he's saying is that they're so scared of like the new kids that they wouldn't fight them in a fair way. They're just like jumping them now, like, you know.
Yeah, it's the Navy, bro.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, that's not like surprising to me. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Like, why would they wait for some pirates to be at their strong? You know?
I guess Shanks in his own way is calling them pussy or something. You know, like that's.
I get it.
That's his way.
Yeah.
You guys are pussies.
Like I'm not gonna like linger on that too hard. I'm just saying, like I was just like, well, what do you expect, Shanks, for you know, like for them to relax?
Yeah. No,
but
for sure.
Good. I get it.
Anyway, so yeah, I guess Green Bull surrenders. He just fucks off, and you know, Yamato and Momonosuke celebrate their victory. They're like, yeah, we fucking did it, even though they didn't do it. You know, we cut to a little bit of the celebration at the Flower Capital. Everybody's having a good time, and we find out that Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, and Jinbei were fucking on the sidelines, just waiting, and
waiting to just have a reason, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it was really cool. They're like, wow, oh shit, he's gone. I guess we don't get to fight. And, you know, they're like, not bad, Momo, not bad. They're congratulating their boy for sticking up for his country. And I think either Zoro or Jinbei, it's not clear who's talking in these bubbles for the most part. I mean, I could tell Luffy and Sanji a little bit. But I think Jinbei mentions that, like, there was some monster hockey going on here. And Luffy's like, yeah, what was that? It made me think of a familiar face. And the last panel we see on this chapter is Shanks sailing away from the island. And that's where this chapter ends. Big fun chapter. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I love this chapter.
Yeah.
I am struggling right now. I did not decide my RGC, guys. I'm very sorry.
Well, I'll make it easy. This was my RGC personally. Brian, is this your RGC?
No.
Whoa.
It was close.
This isn't my RGC.
It was close.
Well,
it's super good. This is second place, not my RGC though.
Well,
yeah, this was a second really competitive week for manga again. So
sure was.
All right. Well, this is mine. Okay.
Certified RGC.
As far as thoughts go, there's a lot to digest here. I kind of want to just forego my thoughts and go straight into what you guys heard about theories for what it may be.
The only one
and just so we're clear, is he saying that Pluton is under the crust of the Earth?
I mean, specifically, he's saying that deeper than where they are is where Pluton is, which is
within the mountain, deeper in the mountain.
Yeah.
They showed a picture for you guys following along.
He said it is further into the Earth.
What page is that?
I know where it is. Yeah.
Page Page
8.
Sorry, guys.
Page 8.
8. Okay. So you can see. Oh no, not even this. Okay, no, it's You're right. I'm sorry, Chris. Page 8. So you can see where they have these. It's really ambiguous the way they explain it. Maybe it's just me, but you see the staircase going down. You see at present, which is what is that referencing? Is that where they're at the moment?
Yes.
In the room with the poneglyph.
Yes, that's the poneglyph room.
Right. And surrounding the mountain, right? Because it's not just a town in that one little spot on the left. It surrounds the mountain. We just can't see it because it's in a 2D drawing.
Yeah.
But there's unless they're saying that it's within the ruins of Wano, or unless it's in that big cave or something like. No. That big cave is what leads to where they're at. I think they're implying that it's further underground.
Yeah.
Buried under what was the past Wano as well.
Yeah, and who just got knocked straight underground?
Kaido and Big Mom.
Oh, I mean, they got launched away though.
They got knocked into the Earth's crust. Some people are saying that they'll just climb out of that shit and find Pluton.
They got blasted away.
No, they're underground. Do you not?
They got blasted away.
No, they're underground. They got knocked underground.
They got hit on the ground, and then lava blew up and blown them away. And
they're still in there.
Remember that?
Well, the possible.
No, I'm not bugging.
It did explode.
It did explode, but it didn't say that they got knocked out of it.
I'll tell you what. Y'all talk y'all shit. I'm gonna go look for the channel. Do y'all remember?
No. I know what you're talking about. They get sent. They literally get sent like. No, they didn't fly out. They didn't fly out.
Boy.
They did not fly out.
All right. All right.
I don't think they got fly. Brian, do you remember? You could look it up. I'm pretty sure.
Hey, we don't got to debate this anymore. I'm
I'm
just gonna look back. I'm not willing to die on that hill. All right, thanks, Brian.
Yeah. Well, anyway, well, that's the theory. That's what I've heard. Is that people are like, well, who got knocked down under the ground? The people who.
That's a little.
I don't know. I mean,
it's a little too on the nose. Is that the right way? Is that the right term? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too obvious. Like.
Yeah, and I was also like, I could see it. I mean, it's not impossible.
Why would they have? Sorry.
No. I mean, that's all I had to say. It's just like on that at least. But yeah, that's what I thought. It was just like, it's not impossible, I suppose. That they'd that they like climb out, I guess, because these guys are supposed to be like ultra double mega strong. So if there's a theory that they somehow survive the lava, it would be for the purposes of them getting their hands on the Pluton for story purposes.
Okay.
I suppose.
So I found it. I found the chapter. There's no clear. There's a possibility that they could get knocked up, but it doesn't blatantly state it. Like there's no clear indication that they got knocked out of it. So we don't know. It could be possible, but it could also be that they're still down there. Those are the options.
Could you tell me what chapter it is and what page?
Chapter 1050, page 14.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Well, in any case,
I don't have too many other thoughts, to be honest.
Really?
I'd love to hear what you guys think, though. Brian?
Yeah, Brian, what did you think?
So, I actually think a lot of interesting things can happen here. All right. Mainly, I'm worried about Law. Because Law is in a very, very opportune spot right now. He is in such an opportune spot. He's easily the strongest person in that room. He can easily get out with the poneglyph. And his pirate crew has a submarine. So he could easily get out of there with the poneglyph. Not a lot of people are talking about. I think I'm the only person who has brought that possibility up.
Well, Brian, toot your own horn, why don't you?
I'm like thinking to myself, wait a second. Law's here?
I guess I'm just a genius.
Like, he's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love Law, but come on now. Like, he's a pirate at the end of the day, so you never know.
No, you're not wrong, Brian. Honestly, their alliance stops now, basically. They only allied so long as they could defeat Kaido. So technically, Law doesn't owe Luffy anything.
Like Law could easily get away with that shit. Like, and then be out. Like he could just TP to his submarine and dip.
This is true. I don't know if he will though, but it's
I don't know if he will either, but he could.
It's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a possibility, and that's a pretty good.
And also, on top of that, those are the only two people who can translate poneglyphs in that room. So he could just take the old man and dip.
You think he's gonna take?
The old I didn't know he could read.
Yeah, he's the one who taught Odin how to read.
Yeah, I mean the people of Wano can all read it because I think because their culture created the poneglyphs.
No, not all of them.
Well,
only he can.
Well, fuck me then, I guess.
Because maybe the other they forgot to, but maybe in the past that used to be a regular thing.
In the past, it used to be regular, but as it went on, he's the only one.
They're
and
from
then
the
he
past.
taught Odin how to read it, and then Odin died, and then he didn't teach anybody else.
No, I mean, hey, I think everything you're saying is definitely a distinct possibility. I'm not gonna rule it out. Makes sense.
I have a question. Kaido had possession of the poneglyph, or he just knew it was there, so he didn't really feel the need to bring it up to his headquarters.
He didn't know about it.
No, he knew about it because Jack brought. Sukiyaki says that Jack is the one that found it.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the path that they didn't know about.
Yeah, they didn't need to go through the path because Jack could just swim down there.
Right.
But yeah, that he had it. But it would have been useless because he needed the other three. So.
And also, he didn't have anybody who could read it.
That's also true. Well, yeah, I guess that's why he wanted Momo or something. I don't know, something like that.
And I have one more thing. What do you guys think Pluton is? Do you think Pluton is a person like Shirahoshi?
Well, I think it might be a ship. I have no reason to think otherwise because people say it's it's a thing. I think it's one of the Shirahoshi is the only weapon that's known to be a person as opposed to the Pluton, which has always been, and Pluton had an existing blueprint. So I think it's definitely just a ship.
Neptune,
Poseidon,
and Pluton. I mean, all right. Poseidon and Pluton are both ships.
No, Poseidon is Shirahoshi.
I mean, but there's still two other weapons, right?
Yes.
Pluton,
Uranus, and Pluton,
and Uranus, yeah.
And Uranus. And okay, and Pluton is is the one that's supposed to be the ship, and Uranus we have no idea.
Yeah, we have no conception of what Uranus could be. So there's no hints as to what Uranus is. I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Though people do speculate that Uranus has to do with the sky.
All right, let's stop.
So Uranus is supposed to be the sky. Poseidon's supposed to be the ocean, and Pluton's supposed to be Earth. That's essentially what the theories are.
Whoa. The sky?
Why wouldn't Uranus have?
Which is why Wano having a wall erected around it is quite interesting when in reference to Pluton, when Pluton's supposed to be the Earth one.
Wow, yeah, that is really interesting.
So I think Pluton is something that can create barriers but also destroy them. So that's my theory. But Pluton could also be Zoe. So there's that too.
Well, they mentioned that Pluton is under Wano, basically. So
Zoe's not under
Wano.
But
he does know who Joy Boy is.
Yeah.
Zoe can? Oh, he has the ability to?
Yeah, Zoe is the person. Zoe is the entity that opens the borders of Wano. Mononosuke was it asked Mononosuke for permission to open up the borders, and it was and Mononosuke was like, no, not yet. Yeah. So I think it's interesting that that's the being that can open up the borders.
Yeah.
That is really interesting.
Well, he's a giant elephant who could just swing the fucking mountains down.
Right. Lore piece.
Lore piece. But yeah, Brian, were those all your thoughts?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I had a few extra thoughts before you get into yours, Chris. Just a
Go for it.
quick. So, I really do like this admiral. I like his ability. I like how it's fleshed out. It's definitely like on the stronger side of plant-based powers. I'm not saying he's quite one with the green, but he's right there. I mean, he came alive from a sprout. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Poison Ivy could do the same shit.
Yeah.
Can Hashirama do that? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think so. He specifically would.
Just would, right?
Yeah, just specifically would. He's Martian Manhunter. You could burn him alive.
Oh, but not the Admiral, bro. Nigga hit him with a fire attack and was like, you thought, like, would you? I don't know. He did something about like a fire break forest. I don't know. Maybe in the anime it'll make more sense.
Yeah.
But no, I think he showed out.
Yeah.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like that.
People are like really roasting him for giving into Shanks so easily. Like people calling him fraudable, which I'm like, get creative.
Fraudable. Wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Nah, because he wasn't ready for all that static. It was just him, and he rushed out to Wano on his own.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like, technicalities.
Well, he rushed out on his own to fight everyone on there. Like he was prepared to take on the entirety of the Straw Hats.
He was.
Plus all of the Heart Pirates. Plus all of the Kid Pirates.
Yeah, I don't think he's soft. It's just that he does have 2 L's on his track record technically now.
Hey, a lot of people who have a lot more L's on their resume have a lot more respect.
I guess so. I mean, people still love Smoker, and he's literally like...
Yeah, he's L
a
Central.
non-factor.
He's Captain L.
He sure is.
Unfortunately, I like Smoker, but he is Captain L.
Yeah. When was the last time we seen him? Dressrosa? No, not even before that.
Punk Hazard.
Punk Hazard. He was getting hold out again. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. What are your thoughts on this magnificent chapter that you gave the RGC to?
I thought it was really cool. For all the lore piece reasons that we talked about. But also, I guess like to not belabor the point. I guess I really like the ending a lot. The last page is one of the cooler ones, just because it just shows how far everyone's come. That like they just finished taking down 2 emperors, and now they were just fully prepared to scrap with an admiral.
Right, waiting.
And like just before the time skip, they were like they lost to a warlord. And now they're just scrapping with admirals and emperors on their level, and it's just cool to see. It was also just a cool shonen moment, all of them just sitting on the cliff and watching their student, basically their young little mentee, take up for himself.
And those are the 4 strongest people on the crew right there, right?
Yep.
I guess
basically,
excluding Yamato.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Well, he's not officially on the crew yet, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's not there yet. But yeah, the top 4 strongest people were just on standby, and that's just cool. That's just cool to know. They were just like watching him like, let's see what they can do first, and if it gets too crazy, we'll step in. And I thought that was pretty rad.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I have to say. You guys have said pretty much everything I wanted to say at this point. I thought it was a great chapter. Really fun.
No break.
Oh, thank God. No, knock on wood wherever wood is. I don't have wood near me. But no break. We'll be back with One Piece next week as well. But yeah, are we all set to move on then?
Yes, sir.
Then let's go. My Hero Academia.
Is this me?
Do you want to?
Is this me?
Do you
yeah,
want?
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Hey, Brian's taking the reign on this. Do the thing, Brian.
All right. My Hero Academia, chapter 361, baby.
Baby!
So the chapter starts with
Abnormal happenings.
You gotta say the title too, Brian.
Yeah, abnormal happenings. Okay, I keep forgetting
Alternate
that
title.
I keep forgetting that chapters have names. I just kind of like look at the number and I'm like, okay, oh.
We're training. Don't worry, you're still in training. We got you. Hey,
Alternate title. Who the fuck is Shimura?
hey, Brian, your audio's.
And-
Hold on, time out. You cut out.
Huh?
Now you're back.
What? Hello.
No, you're good. Now you're good.
Okay. All right. So the chapter starts off with Shigaraki as a kid, or like a metaphorical kid, being kind of held back by a bunch of hands, because hands is his thing. And on the inside, he kind of thinks to himself, I told Miku-kun and Tomo we should play together. And it's him as a kid. It's a memory from his past. And he says, I do have friends. Because like Miku-kun and Tomo said, you're really nice, Ten. And Mon likes to go on walks with me. Did you know that, huh? So yeah, I've got friends. And Mirio and Shigaraki both kind of pause in shock. They're kind of just surprised that happened. And Mirio's like, I'm sorry, dude.
He apologized. That's how rattled he was.
He's like, whoa.
Oh shit.
And then
Bro.
the attacks quickly resume, but Mirio was like lucky enough to catch himself back into the fight, kind of get himself back focused. And he's just shocked. He's just surprised that struck a chord with him, and he kind of starts to think to himself like, damn, he really is like a lot harder to hit now with that new body. Like everything else around him is kind of weak compared to his actual body now. And as Mirio's kind of making this analysis, All For One himself is trying to figure out what the hell just happened there. He says that his the body is complete and the unification between Shigaraki and himself is well developed, but there's something else that's within him, and it is Tomura Shimura, which was Shigaraki's name before All For One found
His
him.
real name.
And
Okay.
yeah, it's his real name. So I guess this is kind of confirming that Shigaraki is kind of a different personality. We don't know to what extent, but he does view this version of Tomura as a different entity, essentially.
Yeah.
So we see this entity as him as a little boy, kind of like in fear, hiding within Shigaraki's body, and he realizes that the more time that they spend here is probably not gonna work out to his advantage. So instantly he's like, fuck you. He walks away from Mirio, and Mirio's like, hey, come back. And he kind of acknowledges that Mirio was just a distraction. So Mirio now all of a sudden can't do anything to really stop him. And Shigaraki starts heading towards Bakugo to finish off the job. And as that happens, we get a flashback to what the big three were doing before they started this assault. And it looks like Mirio was kind of planning out what they were going to do, like what their game plan was, and they did execute it. Mirio was like, hey, you guys are the opening act. You guys are going to go out there, distract them so I can go in and get Bakugo out. And since I can't get hurt by him, I could just keep dodging around and buy some time for Deku to show up. But in order for this to be successful, we need to get a really good hit on him. So what I'm actually buying time for is for Sun Eater. And then we cut back to Shigaraki making his way towards Bakugo. and fucking Best Genius on his fucking final breaths. He's like, "Come here, bitch!" He's like whipping around a fucking like a bunch of claws. He's like, "Come here, bitch! Drive me!" Yeah. And Shigaraki's like, "Ah, bro, you really doing the most right now, bro. You ain't gonna do shit." And as he's walking towards them, Nejire starts shooting some blasts at him to kind of slow him down a bit. Shigaraki doesn't like that very much, so he sends an assault back and actually tags her. We don't know how much damage to the extent of damage it is, but she did get tagged. And this is when, surprisingly, we get into a little Nejire flashback, where she kind of starts to speak about how her quirk was so powerful that people around her kind of thought she was snobby or thought she was too good for them. So that kind of pushed them away until Sun Eater came over and asked the same question that Mirio asked him to kind of bring him out of his shell. So that's when they kind of got welcomed in. She got welcomed into their friendship, and they became a nice little trio where they all kind of respect each other like mutually. And as they keep talking, they're like, "Your quirk." They're talking to Sunny, and they're like, "Your quirk is so much stronger than you think it is. Like the more you eat, the stronger you get." And as they're saying that, we see Sun Eater kind of have this giant arm cannon with a bunch of combinations of like hundreds of foods that he ate. And at the end of it all, the combination that kind of ties it all together is Nejire's energy. So he ate Nejire's energy to create a gigantic cannon, and they're kind of banking on this being the attack that will damage Shigaraki. And I am so excited for the next fucking chapter because this is my RGC.
Oh shit! This is Brian's really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC.
It was just this was just very nice, and I'm looking forward to see what you guys have to say about this chapter. Josh, you got anything?
Technically, you're supposed to go Chris first, but that's fine.
Is it?
Chris.
First of all,
My
I'm going to
bad.
go ahead
Is it?
and give
I don't
it
even
my
know.
RGC for this week
What?
as well.
Certified
Oh, yeah.
RGC.
Wow. This gets some drama music too.
Yeah. All right. So this chapter struck a nerve with me in a couple different ways, but the author did a good job at putting respect on these three characters' names in an emotional way and in a dynamic way. You know what I'm saying? The way they're fighting. I'm genuinely. I know I had a lot to say before about them, but it's not because I always thought they were corny or something like that. Is that we just seen so little of them, and I wanted to see a little bit more. Like, really, the most we got to see out of any of the three truly was Sun Eater, because he got his own fight. Even this guy, even Monopoly Boy Mirio, we didn't get to see his fight against Overhaul. Not really. It was like a little tactical.
Yeah.
You know, he was trying to save area or something like that, but it wasn't. You know, it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't like this huge tactical fight. You know, and then he ended up losing his power. Then it was super traumatic. You know, so I felt like we got robbed of that for Mirio, and it's not like he's showing out by himself. The point is, we get to see them three working together as a unit, and it's really cool. I enjoy the emotional pull from it. But I guess I'm trying to think about what else I really enjoyed aside from the fact that it showed these three. I didn't love the whole Shimura angle. I'm not gonna lie, that gave me a bad tint at first because, again, where the fuck did this come from? But after doing some thinking, I remembered that, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but back in the war arc, the second war arc, I guess. Or I don't know, whatever, man. Back when
The first
Shigaraki
war.
was getting generated, he was getting like built up in that container. He came out prematurely. Yeah, I remember that, right?
Yeah, he did. Mm-hmm.
And it's not like there was further development done after the fact. They just kind of took it from there and said, okay, like this is good enough. So perhaps maybe that's why this is a possibility. So it's not really like a kind of ass pull out of nowhere situation. So I wasn't really. Go
Do
ahead.
you mind if I do a rebuttal?
Yeah, please.
So, it was kind of hinted that that the Shimura was still alive within him, because Deku mentioned that it felt like Shigaraki needed saving, right? So we don't know whether that meant he needed saving from All for One, from being possessed, or whether it meant that he had that Shimura personality in him. But they did mention that Shigaraki needed to be saved to some extent. Like Deku felt that need. So this didn't come out of nowhere. Like we knew there was something going on with Shigaraki, but we didn't know what angle Deku was gonna go for to try to save him.
Well,
Right.
here's what it is. In Shigaraki's flashback, we come to know how he took the name Shigaraki, because that's not his name. That was a name that All for One gave him. And I think that was more to indicate a split in his personality that happened after all of the trauma that he suffered. So that stuff with him coming out and just blurting out that he had these childhood friends, he starts talking like a kid, because that part of him is there's a part of him that's never really matured from that really young boy. So that's what that representation is. It's not a real physical thing. It's a metaphorical thing. It's Shigaraki's real self, the part of him that's been traumatized, the one that's not Shigaraki, that is more Shimura than that, is still within him. Shigaraki is the thing that All for One tried to create. It's the body that he's been trying to take over. So there's really three facets of Shigaraki's personality. There's the real one, that's this little kid. There's the Shigaraki that we all know, that is what All for One has been manipulating and kind of crafting to eventually be his successor and or vessel for him to live within. And there's All for One. This is All for One himself, who is now slowly taking over his body. So that's what this kid is supposed to be. It's more of a symbolic thing, that this is a third facet within his personality, and All for One is kind of also contending with this last nugget of humanity within Shigaraki in order to really take over his body.
He found Shigaraki, right? He didn't plan out that whole situation with him murdering his family and all that.
No.
He just happened to run into him and was like, wow, look at you. You are dirty. You got a pretty cool quirk.
I think he was definitely trying to find him, but he did not. I don't think he was responsible for what happened.
I think what happened was that he heard of the incident and he went to find the kid that did it.
He was like, "That's what's her name's grandson."
Yeah, especially since he had that connection. That does make sense. That's another reason why specifically he's like, "Oh, it's a One for All user's grandchild. Give me that."
Say less. I'm doing it just for the style. He just so happened to be having a real cool quirk,
Yeah.
Also, Shigaraki also got his quirk a year later than most kids do. So there's that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I thought he would be quirkless or something. Probably. Yeah. Well, no one foresaw that quirk happening.
No.
Let alone it being as crazy as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit was wild.
Okay, so.
Anyways.
Yeah, I guess I'll get into my thoughts. I don't know if
you might as well. I mean, just a quick tidbits. Nejire looked really dope. She looked really strong. during this fight, which is something she has not looked at all in any type of scene she's been in this comic. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
but
I agree.
She has always screamed gimmick and useless. I'm sorry. I didn't want that to be the case, but it sure as hell isn't now. She was wilding on Shigaraki. He's just a broken monster.
Mm-hmm.
He also had another. I got such a love-hate relationship with this character. When he says, "You people built a tomb for yourselves," it wasn't about it just being a line. It was like how they said that. Oh, this arena was constructed to defeat you. Nigga was like, they just turned that right on their heads. Like, y'all don't know who the fuck y'all talking to. Like,
Yeah.
I does this. I'm gonna bring this whole fucking school and island down, and then I'm gonna go kill me to Rio. Oh man, you gotta love it sometimes. And ew, look at this. I didn't know this was a canon. I guess now that I'm looking at it, I see what's going on.
Yeah, I saw that there's like weird bug legs, and I'm like, oh yeah, Josh would not like this.
Yeah, this is pretty gross.
Yeah.
But it's gonna shoot a nice beam, and I love me some beams.
You do like beams.
I sure love the beams.
Yeah.
Dragon beams, ice beams, hyper beam, and Pokemon,
Yeah.
I like all of that. All right.
I'm a beam guy.
I'm a beam guy. Shout out to Beam from Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah, yeah, Beam from Chainsaw Man.
Yes, sir.
Anyway.
Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, okay, so my thoughts. This was my second place. I really like this chapter quite a bit. Horikoshi fit a lot of story in 12 pages. I don't know if you guys realize that. That's 12.
It was
pages.
11.
Yeah.
No,
11 actually. Oh, you're right. It's 12.
Yeah.
Oh, because it was like a full page spread.
Yeah.
All right.
There's like a couple 2-page spreads or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he did a lot in 12 pages. He fit a lot of stuff, and it didn't feel too cluttered or whatever. It didn't feel rushed at all. I really liked the pacing of this chapter in particular. The Nejire shit, you know what I said. I said that I wanted to see more out of her, and we got exactly that. I'm fulfilled. I've got no complaints. Short and sweet. Her little backstory. It doesn't have to be all complicated and shit. It's a nice little way of showing how the big three got together and became friends. And I love the consistency of like the other two of them knowing who the real star is, which is Sun Eater. Like,
that's always been the case too. This isn't a brand new development.
Yeah, I mean his name. Miro gave him that name because he's like, the real guy on the team is him. Like the guy, like everybody considers Miro to be the golden child, but really it's Sun Eater. And
because he technically has no limit.
Yeah, he's so fucking powerful as we see here.
Technically, he has no limit.
Technically,
I like the way they do that.
But yeah, it's really cool, and his design has always been really cool. I love that they're like, he's still the main focus of that team. He's like their sleeper, like he's the one that you'd never expect, but he's probably the strongest guy. And the combination of them using all their powers together and him fusing with Nejire's ability, making that like all come together, it's very cool. I just like the cohesiveness of it all and them really coming together and building off of these established dynamics within the three of them. So that's really all my thoughts. You guys have said everything else that I've wanted to say. And we've talked.
I haven't said everything I wanted to say actually.
Oh, what did you?
Don't forget to leave a like.
Oh yeah, why don't you
comment what you like about My Hero Academia or this chapter?
Yeah,
you should subscribe to us on YouTube, and then maybe share it with your homies.
Yeah, that would be nice.
We'd love that.
It would love that. Hey, it'd put them.
I'd love that just as much as I love beans, guys. Believe it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, that would put a smile on my face. I'd be happy. But yeah, that's all I got to say about My Hero Academia. It was a pretty great chapter. Very deserving of the RGCs that the other guys gave it. Yeah, are we ready to move on?
Yep.
I had something to say.
Oh, what is it, Brian?
Yeah, so I really love this chapter.
I'm sorry, we didn't get to your thoughts. I just realized.
I love that Sun Eater kind of. I love the relationship between the three. You know, like they like when they came up with a plan, they executed it flawlessly. Like the plan that they mentioned in the last chapter was executed perfectly. Like it went exactly as they planned. And plus their friendship is just so fucking cute. Like you really can't like I love Horikoshi when it comes down to this stuff. When it comes to like fleshing out characters within action. I feel like that was one of his best things that he does, especially like ever since the beginning. Every time there's combat, there's always an opportunity for growth within every character. So that's why I think these war arcs are the best things he's done in My Hero, mainly because there's so many opportunities for him to play with. And also another thing that I found super interesting, it fucking glanced my mind all of a sudden. Let me look real quick. Sorry. Oh, there's also Bakugo still looking for his opportunity. I wonder what would happen if Sun Eater kind of ate one of Bakugo, like a drop of Bakugo's sweat or something. What do you think would happen? Yeah, not to be weird.
You're asking genuinely?
Well,
Yeah,
you know, the
Probably
nitroglycerin
get an
sweat.
explosion. They're probably gonna blast them at the same time.
Yeah.
That would be really cool. That would be so fucking dope. Actually.
Yeah, that probably is what's gonna happen. Yeah,
By the way,
he'd probably be able to do
my
it.
bad to butt in on your thoughts. However, I just want to shout out something. If y'all go to page 8 where y'all see Nejire get hit, I just like Horikoshi's really good at at showing like critical damage without people like clearly being maimed or put out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you think about Bleach, sometimes people would get cut in such a way that you're like, yo, there's no way they're still alive, but they're just running around and they're fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like where
You
where,
only
like,
cut off my left arm.
Yeah.
bitch.
Right. With My Hero Academia, even when I go back to one of my favorite, I guess mini arcs, when what's his name? Endeavor was fighting against the Nomu. When he took those tentacles to like the side of his face and like his chest, I thought he got killed, but when he got back up and kept fighting, I was like, oh, okay, he just missed, like his vital organs. That's not something to nitpick over. I think that was just like well displayed art, and he's always done that really well.
Yeah.
And like
The art in this
panel
chapter
here,
is amazing.
yeah. But specifically to like taking damage in a somewhat realistic way, but also not in a maim way. I didn't articulate that great, but I know you guys understand.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, I love this chapter. Everything from the writing to the art, like everything was amazing. And this is where Horikoshi shines, you know?
Yeah.
This is his shit. These war arcs are his shit.
Yeah. I don't even talk about the art anymore. You know what it is. It's amazing. You know what I'm gonna how many
Would
times
you
am I
guys
gonna
say
say?
Would you guys say it's the best out of like the regular Jump issues when it comes to art?
Me personally, I think it's the best art in Jump. But that's me.
Like in general?
Right now.
Isn't One Punch Man
Currently,
still a thing?
no, I'm saying currently in the magazine of Shonen Jump specifically.
In the weeklies.
Yes. It's the best art.
I agree with that.
Oh, I would have to agree.
Yeah. But that's just me. Art is subjective.
Horikoshi, keep it up, brother. Is like a really good streak you got going.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. I mean,
keep
you
that
know,
shit up.
My Hero's been in a bit of an uptick, and I've been appreciating it. You know, I love My Hero. I'm in the
Listen,
middle
guys,
of
I
my
told
read through.
you.
I'm pretty much almost done with the sports festival. I'm going through it.
I told you guys. I told you guys.
Listen.
My Hero is gonna pick up on this war arc. The war arc always saves My Hero every time.
It's only happened another time, so you know, small sample size.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've decided to not be miserable as this series starts to end.
Yeah,
so
Josh
you're
had
welcome.
Josh had to find Zen.
I made a conscious decision to enjoy this
Yeah. Well,
and only be critical when it
Yeah,
really
that's it.
deserves to be critical.
Yeah. Well, with
That
that
is
being
my
said,
thoughts.
I guess we can move on then. Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah.
This is Chainsaw Man chapter 101, After School Devil Hunters. Last we left off with Chainsaw Man. Asa had to walk home without shoes because some assholes at school filled her shoes up with raw chicken. So she went off, and her friend Yoko, I think her name is, gave her shoes. They each ran home with one shoe, and at the end of the day, when she got home, she gave her the pair of shoes that the other shoe that she wouldn't need right now anymore. And they all, it was a nice little wholesome story. And now we start off this new chapter with Asa attempting to return the shoes that Yoko lent her. And she's like, "What? I said you could keep them." And she's like, "Nah, they're too small." And she's like, "All right, that's too bad." And she asks, "Hey, do you want to go devil hunting after school? We could go into town. There's definitely devils in town." And they're like, "Yeah, okay, I could be down with that." And yeah, Yoko's very excited. And we learn a little bit more about her. Apparently, she wants to become a devil hunter because A, it pays well, apparently, and you don't need a college degree to get in. And B, because her parents were killed by devils, and she wants to be an Avenger. And Asa finds a connection because her family was also killed by devils. So yeah, they're talking about it, and they're talking about like their future as devil hunters is going to be awesome. They'll be like manga main characters, and Yoko leaves to the restroom, I guess, and that's when the war devil pulls up, the visage of it at least, and is like, "We should kill her." And Asa's like, "Huh? What?" And War Devil's like, this lady, she's you seem to like her, and turns out the more you like a person, the stronger the weapon you can make out of them is. So, the shitter you feel about turning her into a weapon, the stronger weapon she will become. And Asa's like,
Asa's probably thinking to her head, yeah, I remember that. You mentioned that.
"Yeah, I'm aware." And she says, "There's no way I'm doing that. Are you insane?"
I wish he would have wrote. I wish he would have wrote the War Devil to be like, yes.
Yeah,
It's plainly like that, but it's okay.
yes. I mean,
like yes, like a yes with a period at the end of the word.
Yeah,
I mean at the end of
with a perfectly round speech bubble, just like yes.
Yes.
But yeah, Asa's
I
like,
am indeed.
I was like, "You're always jumping to violence." He's like, "I'm not here to make friends, bro."
Right, I told you what time it is. That's the whole reason you alive, right?
Yeah. And Asa attempts to change the subject by getting on her for calling her girl, and she's like, "Don't change the subject. You don't call me by my name either." And Asa's like, "I'm not. War Devil's just weird and awkward." And War Devil kind of concedes. It's like, "I'll allow you to avoid the subject for now. The more you grow closer, the stronger weapon she'll be anyway. So, War Devil is difficult for you to use, is it?" And she gives her the name. It's like, "Hey, call me Yoru then." So yeah, she says, "If it serves my quest to kill Chainsaw Man, I'll swallow everything you say, Asa." And they come to an agreement, I guess. Nice little moment. And she's like, "I don't want to kill the Chainsaw Man. Killing Chainsaw Man, turning Yuko into a weapon. I don't give a shit about any of that stuff. I haven't had this much fun in forever. I couldn't care about anything else." And then we cut to this guy who's just on the street talking about the common deaths of Japanese people. And long story short, 7 out of 10 people will be killed by devils. So 7 out of 20 lives. It's 7 out of 20 lives are abruptly snuffed out by devil attacks. And he asked them to make no mistake, they're at war with devils. As Asa and Yuko are approaching the Bat Devil, who is currently eating a man, like a piece of taffy. It's disturbing. So yeah, big giant.
Wait, how do you know it's the Bat Devil?
Because they say it.
Oh.
Because
Oh, look at you paying attention to the
oh,
to the fucking
look
comic.
Look at you reading.
Dude, what a fucking weirdo, man. This
Yeah,
guy-
right? What are you,
he
a
has-
nerd?
He knows words.
I'm sure he
What the
gets.
fuck kind of guy is this, bro?
You're right.
You pay attention to detail and context?
Yeah.
You must be a blast at parties, bro. Say some coon for the rest of us, bro.
I'll try. But with my infinite knowledge that I gained from reading a picture book, essentially. Anyway, so you know they're just staring at this Bat Devil eating a full person, and that's when Yoru pops up and is like, "I have some bad news and more bad news. First, we can't beat that Bat Devil in our own in this state right now, in our current state. In our current state. And second, I just learned that I can't take over your body when you're stricken with fear.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Right.
Wow.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. So
Oh, it does look like a bat now that I look at it.
yeah, it is.
I mean, you know, not the conventional bat, but
Oh, I'm glad
Yeah.
you were convinced by looking at it. By looking at it. Not only did you read
it checks out.
not only did you not read it, you didn't look at the pictures. That's the whole point of this. Hey, get it together, Josh.
I try, man.
Get it to fucking together, okay? Anyway, so you know, you're a damn. What was this thing's name now? they named it Yoru. His like
Yoru.
back away slowly, and Asa and Yuko just book it. And the Bat Devil just starts chasing it, and that's where the chapter ends. And Chainsaw Man's on break next week, unfortunately. But with that being said, that's the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I really like this chapter, even though again it was like it was on the edge of slice of life, you know.
Yeah.
But I guess Chainsaw Man has always kind of been that way, which you guys can agree or disagree with. But
I do agree.
excuse me, I will say this: I forgot how genuinely funny this series was.
Yeah.
Like when I go back to tell people like what was so good about Chainsaw Man, sometimes I struggle to say what, but not because you know there are good, darn a bunch of amazing qualities. It's that what was its most compelling, quality, and I would argue perhaps maybe the comedy, the morbid comedy, with it, like not just the sake of the jokes, but the jokes within the context of the situations. Like this is a whole fucking monster that was chewing on humans literally just a few pages ago. Like there's nothing cute or lighthearted about this, which he then turns into a lighthearted, funny situation at the end. even the way the girls look when they're running, it looks funny, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I agree. This is the same series that voted one of the main characters, Cars, as the 7th most popular character in the series. So, so I don't know if Brian was aware of that, but Kobani's car.
No, I was.
Yeah.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Legendary.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest character polls in history. Probably the greatest. If a car can hit the top 10 of the best characters in this series.
Because it went through mad shit. It was a whole feature in the episode.
Bro, it was just 2 panels in the chapter that came before, basically. Where
Are you sure? I could have sworn.
because they ran over 2 people with that, like Power ran over 2 people with that car in the same chapter, and that's why it got boosted so hard, because I guess it was one of the things in the poll that people could vote for.
I'm weak. Or enough people wrote it, and he was just like, "Shit, okay."
All right. I mean, hey, I'm not in control.
Right. I could care less. I hope we see Kobane again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her again. But yeah, go on with your thoughts, Joss. Josh?
Those were my thoughts.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think if there was anything else worth mentioning. Nah, I said what I said.
Yeah.
You were right. You was right on the money about the War Devil wanting to turn her friend into a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they kind of. I like how they handled the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I like how she was just trying to change the subject casually because she knew there was really nothing she could do about it ultimately. So she had to like try to indirectly stop it from happening.
Yeah.
To which the War Devil, like at the end, it was funny because at the end of the conversation, she just calls out like, "I'll allow you. Like, we'll talk about this another time. You know, let's just move past this."
Yeah.
She's like, "You're not slick," but I see that, you know, she said it has the opportunity to get stronger. So yeah, she's got a timer on her. Unfortunately, I am not growing attached to anybody, bro, but the main character.
Yeah.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. It could be anyone.
It could be anyone. Brian, what did you think?
It might.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say it might even be Chainsaw Man later in this series.
What if Asa takes over as Chainsaw Man?
That's what I'm saying, man. Who knows?
Who does know? But is that it?
Yeah, that's it. What's up, Brian? What you thinking about this chapter?
This was actually my second place.
Wow.
Wow. Whoa.
Mainly because
Whoa.
the writing, like the dialogue in this chapter was
What about
so
One Piece?
good. I love One Piece. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know that one. It wasn't as interesting to me as the last chapter for One Piece.
Damn, Brian.
But this chapter was so fun to read, from the dialogue to the pacing, and it just keeps you engaged. It keeps you wanting to see the next chapter, and I kind of feel like I have an idea of how it's going to go next. I feel like the next chapter is when Denji is going to show up to save her from
similar
the
thought.
essentially.
Yeah, I had a similar thought as well. I think it's too soon, but because they haven't mentioned him at all.
They mentioned that Chainsaw Man's around.
Yeah, they mentioned
Right,
that he
but
goes to
not
the same
Denji
school.
himself.
They said, well, yeah. I mean, you know, synonymous, I guess, but
Just hear me out. So it's Chainsaw Man is a thing. He's like an urban legend. You know, well, I mean, not a legend because he's around and alive and kicking, but you know, he's symbolic. You know, so people know of Chainsaw Man. Nobody knows who Denji is.
yeah.
And he wasn't shown or teased in the slightest yet. So I think when we see Denji, it's going to be a cut from something that happens to see what's going on with him and his, you know, younger sister Makima situation. What's that supposed to be? His like little sister now, or son?
No, it's just a
We don't
girl
know, right?
that the Control Devil was reincarnated into.
And that he's taken care of.
Yeah, kind of like Oob at the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Interesting comparison.
Yeah.
Right. Spot on though. In my opinion.
Honestly, I think so too. That was pretty good of me. Honestly, I'm giving myself one of these.
But yeah, I like the art. I like the pacing. You know, the dialogue I feel like was kind of the most like realistic, I'd say, out of most manga. Like it feels like this is what real people would say in these kind of situations sometimes. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the next chapter. I really do think Denji might show up next chapter just because she can't access her devil, and you know who's going to be slaying other devils than Chainsaw Man, you know?
Yeah.
That boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like that will be the moment that kind of creates the moment where fucking Yoru takes over to create a fucking weapon out of her friend.
Yeah.
Yikes.
those are my thoughts. I think it's gonna happen at the end of the chapter though, or midway through the chapter.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, we won't know for 2 weeks, unfortunately. But
Wait, it's on break?
yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Yeah. What time? What day is it coming
Indeed.
back?
Why?
The 16th.
Why?
Damn.
Chainsaw Man.
Because next week is I think next week release is the 9th, and then after that would be
Yeah,
the
no,
16th.
it says on in the countdown thing on the app.
All right. Well, those are my thoughts.
All right. Real quick about me. Yeah, I agree with Brian. I thought like the dialogue was really fun to read, and that's just Chainsaw Man in general. I think Fujimoto is a really good writer of dialogue. So you know, Reco on
Way
that.
better than Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, I guess so.
Leagues better.
Yeah, there was something I wanted to say about this, but
Sorry, I couldn't help
no,
myself.
I forgot a while ago. So it wasn't you, but yeah. Let me see if I could jog my memory. Wow, I literally forgot. But yeah, no, I mean, funny ass chapter.
Did it have to do with what I was saying about like the qualities of Chainsaw Man, about its comedy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll say this: it's got a very dry sense of humor. It's not a gag manga. You know, it's not like big.
Is that the way you say it? Is that what that means? Like a dry sense of humor, like where
Yeah, where it's delivered kind of like not goofily. You know, like he's really
Yeah.
You're delivering it in a very monotone way, or like not exaggerated way. So it is very much that. Damn.
It's the combination of the dialogue and the actual art, like their expressions. So I'm gonna tell you this. Even though I think objectively My Hero Academia has like the best art out of the lineup, I enjoy Chainsaw Man's art more, personally.
Yeah.
And part of that is because of like the way he does their facial expressions. I mean, look at Asa as she's explaining it to watch her face grow progressively more and more frightened as the War Devil starts to tell her what the situation is. You know, it's subtle.
Yeah.
But it's done well.
Yeah. I mean, he's really good at that. And, you know, you can see it in these moments where he allows like these moments to breathe. There's these smaller panels on like page 3, for example, where it's just 3 small panels on the bottom left corner of the page that is literally just expressions. So Fujimoto really likes to let these moments breathe and let people like respond and talk in their own pace, you know, and it's really cool to read.
Like he doesn't rush for no one.
No, not at all. He'll just like cut off his chapters in weird places just because like it feels more realistic. It reminds me of like Walking Dead. Walking Dead would do that a lot, like the comic version, where it would just like cut off and then just start immediately where it left off. But yeah, if I had like a bigger thought about Chainsaw Man, I forgot what it was. So I don't mind not belaboring the point and just moving onward. I really enjoyed this chapter a lot as well. But yeah, excited for 2 weeks from now when we get Chainsaw Man. We just got you back. How you taking breaks, bro?
Yeah, man.
Come on, bro.
Come on, Shay.
All right. Let's move onward then.
Real quick.
Ooh.
You bring up One Piece actually made me think a little bit more about why I didn't have it as my second. And it's because I feel like the stuff with Shanks doesn't feel genuine, if that makes any sense.
Oh.
Like it doesn't.
Damn, Brian.
Like it feels like, because it feels like it was like kind of placed here for like promotion for One Piece Film Red.
Okay.
And even his daughter shows up as a little bit of a silhouette in this chapter too. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
What?
Like you can barely see it. In
I'll take your word
page
for it.
16, like a top left, it's like a very small fucking silhouette, but it's like it doesn't feel like I love Shanks. I love that Shanks showed up and everything, but it just doesn't feel
Oh, who
right
does?
considering the timing and everything. It feels like, oh shit, we gotta sell this fucking movie. Let's put Shanks in the manga.
Yeah.
Shanks is supposed to be in the movie, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's a big movie
That's why
centered
they were
around
selling it.
Shanks for the most part. I don't know how much he's actually in it. Because the whole point is that he's an absentee father, apparently. So,
I see.
Like most of the red hair pirates, to be
yeah,
honest.
I mean, he's got something in common with Usopp, I guess, with the Yasop, I guess.
He was like, I don't want to see my son yet.
Dude, you think that's how they met?
Why?
You think that's how they met? It's like he went to Yasop. He's like, you got a daughter? I've got a son that I want to leave alone. Let's leave.
I wonder why Yasop doesn't want to see Usopp right now.
I think he's just like nervous to see him after straight up abandoning him as a child for the seas.
Right.
I feel like he's genuinely just like he feels like a piece of shit. Shanks could give less of a shit about his daughter, but
Oh no.
but Yasop is like, fuck. My son's on this island. He probably hates me.
Right. I mean, at least he has some remorse. You could be like this guy from Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah,
Gene.
Gene.
Yo, you guys were
Gene
not
is
lying.
an asshole.
You could also
He
be
really
you could also be Goku,
They
low
made
key.
it even worse. That's what's hilarious.
Yeah, we gotta do a
Yeah, at least
ranking.
the manga continues. Like, if the anime if that's where it ended for real, and it would never continue, he'd be the. Actually, that last episode was kind of nice, I guess, but whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, there's gotta be a ranking out there for worst anime dads.
Gene is up there.
Yeah, Jing is up there. The dad from Full Metal Alchemist who fused his daughter with the dog, Show Tucker.
Yikes!
He's pretty bad.
He did that on purpose.
Yeah, he did that on. Did you not? Well, yeah, he did that on purpose. It's not a spoiler. I mean,
Eventually, bro.
also-
Eventually, bro.
no, he did it
Eventually.
100%.
Also,
on
one more
purpose.
thing.
Eventually.
How the fuck are these guys getting around so fucking fast? They went from Mary Joa to Wano so fast.
Well, they went to Mary Joa before they raided Wano, so
Yeah.
it's been a minute.
And what about fucking Grass Boy?
He flew. Well, the
Yeah.
Navy was already pulling up to Wano.
He's that fast though?
The Navy was
No,
already.
he fought
He's
Sabo
flying.
at Mary
He's
Joa.
unobstructed. He's unobstructed.
He fought
He
Sabo
can fly.
at Mary Joa and then just went straight to Wano.
Yeah.
No, but all right, listen, that whole cake. All right, the shit that happened on Marijoa happened as they were traveling to Wano. Correct me if I'm
Oh,
wrong.
really? Oh, I thought it was
Yeah.
I thought it was during Wano that happened.
Mm-mm.
It's-
That got resolved
Yeah.
because Wano took place in about what 2 weeks
About so.
in One
Yeah.
Piece time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and it took about 2 weeks for them to travel there.
I thought it happened like halfway through Wano. That arc happened.
No,
but-
things like hints started dropping about what happened at the Reverie, like in the middle of Wano, between one of the act breaks. But yeah, Reverie definitely like went down during the first act of Wano at the very least.
Okay.
Yeah, like Chris said, at the very least. But I'd like to think that it mostly took place during the travels to Wano.
Yeah, who knows?
Okay, that makes sense now.
Yeah. Either way, it was fairly early into Wano. But we're talking about One Piece.
I'll never
during
question
Chainsaw Man.
Oda again.
Hey, you better not, dude. You talking wild shit about Shanks right now. Talking about questioning Oda. You're popping off, dude.
That's still I'm a little sus about.
All right. Well, if that's the case, are we good? Are we good to move on?
Wait, Shane.
Now let's do it.
Shanks.
Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 192, Sakurajima Colony Part 2. We left off. Naoya is back to life as this weird cursed caterpillar man. And he has attacked Noritoshi and Maki at the Sakurajima colony where they're at. We get a little flashback of Noritoshi talking to the old man rockstar principal, talking about, how he heard Itadori died by suicide. And, I guess this is just like a refresher course that if you're when finishing off a hostile sorcerer, what must you remember? And Kamo mentions that in order to prevent your adversary's transformation into a curse after death, you must kill them with Jujutsu. And guess what Maki didn't do, because she has no cursed energy. She she killed him with his fists, as she remembers.
With her bare hands.
Yeah, she killed him with her bare hands, so he was able to return as a curse. I
think he punched his head off his shoulder blades or some wild
no,
shit
he
like that. I
dented,
don't remember exactly.
She gave him the Bellamy special, where she just knocked him into the ground and left a dent on his face. But Naoya actually mentions that the person that actually killed him was her mother. If you remember back when he was like crawling after getting his face caved in, her mom stabbed him in the back. And Maki's like, what? And he's like, and he's like, could it be that I upset you? I'm shocked. I'm here to kill you. And he just starts wiling out. But Noritoshi comes in with the quick save, dropping a cursed arrow attack on him. And he just keeps shooting arrows. Maki is like just comboing him from like the close range. She manages to cut him pretty severely. And now he's like, ah.
Yeah, you know, I know how they give it.
Dramatic. Now he is like, cursed spirits feel pain. I've exercised so many and they were all hurting, huh? I feel so sorry.
No, you don't.
He says, nope. He said, not.
Stop the cap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he said not. Oh, I actually missed that.
Yeah. He says, not. And then
He went psych. He went psych. Yeet.
Yeah. And then he just starts cocooning as we predicted.
Right, because he's a caterpillar.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How did that go over my head?
Yeah, so Maki shouts out to Noritoshi that that he's a cursed womb and he's metamorphosing. So
gross.
Disgusting.
Gross.
And Noritoshi doesn't waste any time. He just pulls out his blood bag and shoots a bunch of he shoots like this one pinpoint blood arrow directly through the weird yarn cocoon that he made. And all you hear is just screams of pain going, ah! And Noritoshi's like, whoa. Good thing we exercised.
Right.
If it was that fast as a cursed womb, how fast would its final form have? And then, too late, we find out Naoya is an angry metapod now.
Yeah, he's in his cocoon form, right? Is that
yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean, unless this is the final form. But, yeah, it's too late. He just knocks the shit out of Noritoshi. And the chapter ends with him saying, that trash was so clueless. And
he was.
Yep, he just got knocked into next week. He got knocked directly into next week's chapter.
Dead ass. I think he's still alive, but
yeah, for sure.
I also wouldn't be surprised if he's dead too, because he got hit. He wasn't even able to brace the impact.
No.
Maybe he can harden the blood in his body to take hits or something like that. Kind of like the black blood from Soul Eater.
That would be cool.
I don't know if y'all remember.
I mean, I doubt it. He got smacked. But
yeah, man, he got punched dumb hard, and he got sent to the next. He got sent back to the other town.
Yeah.
from the reference of last week.
Yeah.
I guess it's time to give my thoughts, right?
Yeah. Josh, what are your thoughts about this chapter?
Jujutsu Kaisen was a victim of circumstance this week. Because this could have easily been an RGC, you know? And I'm sure you guys probably feel at least a little bit the same. Because it's a consummate, I want to say the consummate JJK chapter, but it sure was a high quality one. You know, a high quality battle JJK chapter. It's just that everything else was hitting so hard, yo.
Mm-hmm.
And plus we had returns from major series. But no, this was Dope chapter. I like the fact that Noritoshi was actually helping out. I really, as weird and gross as Naoya is, this is really interesting because I wonder why they decided to bring him back. I know there's a little bit more meaning to this.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from it just him wanting revenge on Maki. I did have a question though. When his mom killed Naoya, did she do it because she was she subjugated? Like, was she like treated bad in the clan?
Well, it's implied that women aren't treated very nice in the Zenin household.
In general.
In general, yeah, because Naoya particularly was a piece of shit to them.
Oh yeah.
So it's implied that women don't have a good time in the Zenin clan for the most part. So it's very possible that this was a little bit of revenge for being a sack of garbage to them. But yeah, I think that's the answer.
Are any of us in any type of doubt that Maki is not going to struggle against this creature?
Are you asking if she is going to struggle or not?
Yeah, I said that in a weird way. Do you guys foresee her struggling in this matchup?
I think she'd have to for suspense purposes, but it would be I wouldn't mind if she just washed him real fast.
Right.
I never get tired.
It's something a little
Maki.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Maki's officially the Zoro of this series.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if she just solo doloed the entire verse, because Maki's great. But yeah, what were any other thoughts, Josh?
No, unfortunately, I don't. I mean, battle chapter. So then just kind of waiting forward to seeing what's happening next week. I don't understand though. He shot the womb literally as soon as it formed, and then you heard screaming out of the womb. But then this metapod appeared. Like what? I understand. You could even see the womb going down in flames.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the implication is that like Naoya's so fucking fast that he just like faked himself getting hurt. But I don't know. I think it literally just didn't matter because Naoya was pretty much metamorphosed at that point.
Fair.
But maybe next week they'll get into it a little more.
Yeah. I'm not sweating it too much. Yeah, maybe he really did hurt. Maybe that really did hurt him, but he just still transformed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I can hear myself.
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay. Brian, do you have any thoughts that stand out about this chapter?
Not really. Oh, yeah, not really.
Right, it was really straightforward,
this was a pretty
right?
fun chapter. Yeah, it was pretty straightforward. It was a fun chapter. It was a classic Jujutsu Kaisen thing. Don't have much to say about it. I'm looking forward to seeing more from Maki. But yeah, not much to say.
Yeah, I agree. I also, it was just an action. It was an action chapter. Very cool to see Naoya back. It is good to have proper shit talkers in shonen manga. They're always fun. And I'm looking forward to Maki washing him with relative ease, hopefully.
Yeah, one can only hope.
Yeah, but I figure they're gonna probably like draw it out for suspense purposes, and I wouldn't mind that exactly either. It would be nice to see Maki fight. You know what I mean? Like, really have a battle. But who knows? I mean, maybe this is just to lead into other things and all that. I don't know. Who knows where this is leading? But I'm excited for it. Yeah, no need to stay on it longer than we have to. If we're all good, we can move on. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's do it. Black Clover. This is Black Clover, chapter 332, the final declaration. Black Clover has returned to us.
The champ is here!
Very exciting stuff happening. Let's get into it. We got color pages, And boy, did I miss those. Tabata is particularly very good at these 2-page spread title pages. It was nice to see him again.
I like his coloring style. It looks like
man.
really scratchy, but in a good way.
Well, it looks like
It looks grainy.
Yeah, I think he like literally paints them.
Yes, that's what it is. It looks like watercolor.
Yeah, I mean,
something,
right? Manga artists still do that. They still paint and or, do these like they use these little color markers that are very like specific colors to it. My theory is that he actually does watercolor paintings on like to color them in, which is pretty awesome. So,
yeah, that's sick, man.
Yeah. But in any case, we started with Black Clover. Last we left off with Black Clover months ago, it was revealed that the Wizard King Julius was a devil the entire time. The time devil, the time wizard.
Yeah.
And he's evil, and we just got that revealed. We open now at the 7th level of the underworld. What's his face? I know Lucifero.
Lucifero.
Yeah, Lucifero. Damnatio was the judgmental guy.
The scale dude that is MIA.
Yeah, I think he's dead. I think it's implied that Wizard King killed him.
Oh, he's dead for sure. I'm just saying he technically is MIA.
Yeah, he's dead. I don't know if we gave him one of these, but I'll give it to him posthumously. In any case, so we cut to Lucifero, who's just stuck in time because Wizard King is down in hell, and he's like, I'm Lucifero, king of the devils. Even if I've lost half my body, my magical power was the greatest in the world. And Julius is like, yeah, but that may be true, but in this world, we are the ones with the most brilliant magic. We humans.
Time out. I wanted to save this for my thoughts, but I just want to mention this real quick. The last chapter we got before before he went on his little hiatus break, I thought that they were implying that there were 3 special devils, and I was wrong. They were saying that Magicula, who was the cursed devil that cursed, the mother of it's been so long.
Yeah, it has been so long. I'm also
of Nozel and
Noel.
And Noel. Well, Nozel too.
Yeah, Nozel.
His mom,
yeah.
Like he cursed them, and he cursed the princess of the Water Kingdom, or whatever the fuck that shit is called, the Heart Kingdom. I mean,
yeah.
They weren't a supreme devil, right? So it was only Lucifero and Ashtaroth of time magic.
Yeah, I think they mentioned that. I thought Magicula was the other one, but I could be wrong about that. It's been a minute again. But yeah, I think you're right on that. We'll look into it, or if you know it, drop it in the comments. We do read these. Let me know. But I guess to continue on the chapter, it looks like Julius actually eats Lucifero's heart because it's a little chomp sound effect. So maybe he gets his powers a la Blackbeard style.
Right.
But oh wow, I didn't even peep this, but it's a time skip. We cut a year and 3 months after the Spade Kingdom War. And Asta is now being awarded with an extraordinary special distinguished service ceremony, and he is now granted the title of Senior Magic Knight First Class, which I think is like basically second to captain level, from what I understand. The devil trial. About him being a devil, he was put on trial because they didn't trust him, I guess. Lasted longer than expected, but he was found innocent because he was found innocent, obviously, because he saved everyone. But there's apparently still weird distrust amongst the world because of his devil stuff. But even so, the Magic Knights captains know what time it is. They know the truth. Asta's the real deal. Asta's a good guy. So, everybody's super happy to give him this distinction, and they mentioned that, hey, you've almost reached that dream of yours. Apparently, Yuno has become a Grand Magic Knight, which is actually higher than Asta right now. Fuego Leon mentions like it should have been a higher title, but he's Yuno, I guess. So
Technically, he was a higher rank than Asta.
yeah, he was vice captain at the time. So,
but they still should have just propped up Asta past that point anyway. But whatever.
yeah, who cares?
I mean, he's literally the strongest person in the kingdom. But
All right.
sure.
So yeah, I mean, Asta takes it in stride, as Asta tends to do. He's like, having outrank me sucks, but it gives me more motivation, so it's cool. Apparently, Asta broke Rill's record for youngest Grand Magic Knight. So, or was that Nah, actually, that's Yuno broke Rill's record. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, it's revealed that Fuego Leon, Marileona, and Nozel have been nominated to become the next Wizard King, like the candidates to become the next Wizard Kings. They all have apparently declined it because they realize after fighting the devils that they ain't shit really. So they're like, we all declined because it just we're not strong in the grand scheme of things. Really, Asta level people should be Wizard King is low key what they're kind of saying because they're able to fight devils. Yeah. So yeah. There's a little cute scene with Yami finally putting it together in his head that Charlotte likes him. So
while he's taking shit.
Oh yeah, he went to the bathroom. He's taking a shit and just thinking about it. Where all great thoughts happen on the can. So yeah. And as it turns out, we also get a bit of a love interest thing from both Noelle and Mimosa, apparently, who are just like, whoa, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna confess our love to Asta? And then Nero, I think that's her name, right? I forget her real name. I know she has like another name, but she pulls up to Noelle and Mimosa and is like, Asta's confessing his love. And she's like, what? To who? And she's just enjoying herself. She likes being the drama. In that respect, I guess. And we get a big 2-page spread of Asta asking the sister that he grew up with, the nun that worked at his orphanage, to marry him. And he says, I'm 18 now, and this is the last time I will propose to you. I swear I'll make you happy. Please say yes. And unfortunately, the sister says no. She's like, you're like a little brother to me. I can't marry you. And Asta takes it in stride. He's like, I knew it. I just couldn't give up. I do know that people can't always change the way they feel, though. So please watch over the unchanging vow of mine. I will become the next Wizard King. And that was nice. That was a nice little moment. I'll get into it a little more. And she thinks to herself, is like, you're awesome. I'm sorry I was never be able to tell you this, but at this point I can. And she says to him, finally, I know you'll be able to do it. And it's a very nice, wholesome thing to end the chapter on, until, unfortunately, evil Julius shows up, clapping his hands condescendingly, and is like, congratulations. This is your final destination. Big 2-page spread. That's where the chapter ends. Holy shit. Black Clover's back, baby.
And it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Let's not even play around. This shit got super fucking interesting.
Oh yeah. I guess before we get into thoughts, I should say, this won the really good chapter of the week audience poll.
Certified RGC.
I can't. I don't have a vast memory to draw upon. However, this was probably the most justified audience RGC for Black Clover ever. Like, this was the one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. But Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
I loved it. It was really incredible. Welcome back, Black Clover. I dreaded this moment because it was yet another chapter we'd have to cover as part of the podcast. However, those feelings quickly faded as soon as I started turning through the pages, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I don't really have too much to say about this chapter. I just want to talk about Julius. And yeah. So at first I wasn't sure and I was gonna ask you guys what you think. But after reading through last chapter, I feel like I have a better understanding. I was struggling to figure out if when Julius was an adult, before he turned into a child, right? Was he under the influence of this devil, you know? And if you guys, you don't have to go back to the other chapter, but you can see in the flashbacks, right, where they're trying to talk about, like, they're showing Julius's eccentricism for like these things. And you know, I remember thinking to myself, was that genuine or was this like, are they trying to show us something? And it was both, you know. He was interested in it, but he never understood why. You know, I mean, I guess the same way we don't always question the things we're into, but I think it was. I'm just bringing it up to say that I thought it was very well done. This was definitely a seed planted. I remember being suspicious of this nigga way back when it was during one of the earlier arcs, when like they had that stone tablet and he came and saved them or something like that. I'm trying to remember what happened with Julius. He pulled up.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I gotta read Black Clover again, dude. It was
the way he spoke about it, or it was either that or one of the devils or something like. No, they weren't devils yet because they wasn't introduced yet. Maybe it was a demon. I don't know, man. Somebody said something about Julius that made me think, like, that's interesting. Like time magic, huh? I thought he had light magic, but that's
no, that's
someone else.
That's fuck. Who was that?
The elf.
Yeah, Petrie, right? Something like that.
He did. He had it. So anyway, I just wanted to make that. That's really like the biggest thought I have is that this was done super well. Like it needs to be said. And aside from that, I wonder do you guys think that evil Julius is about to start popping off right this second, or you think he's gonna try to finesse it a little bit more?
I have no.
Like, do you think he's telling him this is your final destination, as in you're gonna die on this rooftop right now, or do you think like we're gonna, it's gonna take a little while?
Yeah, I don't know. I have
different.
I have no fucking idea. That's I was shocked when he pulled up onto this rooftop. So I have no clue myself. I think he's. I'll cast my prediction just for the sake of it. I think he's just about to pop off. He's gonna do a little combination of both. Maybe he'll finesse it a little bit, but then he'll just pop off immediately. I don't think he'll waste time.
If he eliminates Asta, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then again, I mean, this is. Man, I'm kind of going out of like discombobulated, but even the way he talks about in the beginning of the chapter how he's telling Lucifero that you reign supreme in the devil world, but in the regular world humans have the best magic. So it's weird. Like I wonder what his plan is, because it's not. Like, Lucifero just wanted to take over the human domain just because he felt like it. Because he was like, why not, right? I'm the king of everything. He couldn't cross over to the human world, so he wanted to just for the sake of doing it, which is, fine. Yeah. And that was that. So there's a lot more intrigue to Julius.
Yeah, I mean, the Julius twist was just like a real big one. Where I didn't think it was an ass pull at all. But because I don't remember enough about Black Clover to pick up on the subtle hints if there were any. And even so, I think like even not knowing these subtle hints, I accepted it still because it felt like it made sense to me. You know, I was like, oh, that's a pretty good twist, to be honest. So yeah, we know very little about Julius in general, so it was kind of cool to see this. So that I have no way of predicting what his plan is really, but
Hey, I have no idea.
yeah. Brian, what were your thoughts? You read this chapter. This is your first real time reading Black Clover, huh?
It was a good chapter for what I know about it.
You gotta read it, Brian. How are you gonna read it?
was-
You can't. It's not like Chainsaw Man. You gotta. You're in 300 chapters over.
No, I have like a decent understanding of what I was looking at.
All
But
right.
I don't know. The chapter was cool. The art was cute. The characters were interesting,
Damn, Brian.
and that's about it.
Well, Brian, you have to
I
read.
mean, you know,
You have to read it.
Not too much stuff happened in this chapter. In all fairness, you know, this
Yeah.
was just like a reintroduction chapter. There's a
Yeah.
lot of like, you know, character stuff, like interpersonal stuff, but you know, if you haven't, nothing really to kind of write home about.
Yeah, I mean,
To
you
be
know, it was a
fair.
lot of catch up. You know, it's been a while. Seeing where everybody is for the most part. I appreciated that. I guess I'll get into my thoughts. Man, you don't know what you got until it's gone, huh? I didn't know how
Yeah.
much I realized I missed Black Clover until it came back. It is genuinely very good to have it back, and you know, I have a tumultuous relationship with Black Clover.
Oh yes, very well documented.
But you know what? I'll
Tumultuous.
tell you what. I think it's more on the positive side in my heart. Just because when I read Black Clover and I was in the middle of this chapter, I was like, "Damn, it's so good to have it back." You know, I guess like I really missed it. There's the scene with Asta and the sister, and I really like this scene because this is like something from the very first chapter. He proposed to this girl like in the very first chapter, and you know, seeing him as an adult basically, you know, years later. I think he was like 14, so it's been 4 years probably since Black Clover started in their time. And you know, bringing it all full circle like this was very sweet. And to have Asta's like usual happy-go-lucky positive attitude to getting rejected is was a very sweet moment for him.
Yeah.
You know, you could tell that he's a little heartbroken, but you know, he's like, hey, I had to try, and that's always been Asta. As annoying as I find him sometimes, I think he is a very good character for people to absorb. He has a very good nature and energy around him. And he hasn't yelled once in this entire chapter, basically. So I respect
Right.
I respect that, but I like it. Yeah, that moment was cool. The end, those last 2 pages were cool. The art in this series has improved drastically, and it was never bad, but it's like so good these days. You know, he's always been such a great. He's become such a great artist, just in general. Tabata has, and it's good to have it back. I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I'm glad it's back. This was a very close third for me because if it wasn't, I think I mentioned Chainsaw Man was my second. I don't even remember what I did, but if I did, if I didn't say that, then Black Clover is my second favorite chapter this week. Very deserving of the audience RGC. I'm expecting it to win a whole ton more. So you know, follow us on Twitter if you guys want to vote for Black Clover every single week from now on. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. Great chapter. Everybody should read Black Clover at least once. I mean, I'd like to go back and try it again, like from the beginning, knowing what I know now, and you know, it'll be good. But I'm in the middle of my My Hero Academia run, so maybe after that. But should we move on, guys?
Yes.
Alrighty then. Undead Unluck, if I'm not mistaken. We're not.
Yep.
Yeah, good. This is Undead Unluck, chapter 121, Unfair. So last we left off, Billy has been revealed to have the unfair negation, and he has been trouncing Ruin with this ability, stacking abilities. He's basically got him trapped. And after, goading him and, revealing that his power, the requirement of his power is that people have to, like, consider him a threat and or generally not like him in order for his power to take effect. And now that he's genuinely got Unruin pissed off at him, he was able to snatch his power, and now he has the Unruin negation, which is pretty cool. So he's gonna take on Unruin while Andy and Fuko get away. Tatiana also joins the fight. And there's a very sweet moment where Tatiana pulls out her robot pinky, and she asks Fuko to promise her, that, because she knows she's about to die in this loop. So, her last words are like, hey, I know you guys are going to make it through the loop. So, if I need you to get to the next loop, and when you're there, I'll still be me. Come find me and be my friend all over again. And Fuko gives her the pinky swear, and it's very sweet, very sad, and they're both crying. And they both fuck off, I guess, and jump into the gate. They say goodbye. You see you around. They give you the thumbs up, and they jump in. Ruin is tight. He's like, no, damn it, I'm not letting them go. And Tatiana punches the shit out of him. And Billy, takes a moment. He's like, I'm sorry for the things I've done. And Tatiana's like, for which things, For calling me untouchable? For saying you wanted my ability? For not telling me you'd betray us? He's like, yeah, but, I did all that stuff, but I wanted to make you happy. And all I've managed to do is make you cry. So, And Tatiana's like, no, that's not true. I only made it this far because of your kindness and all that stuff. And,
all that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. And she's like, besides, right now, I'm happy as I can be because I'm with you and Fuko, two people who I love so much, fighting and risking it all just to see each other again. And, she basically is just like, I know we're going to die here, but, since you can't die because you're copying Unruin right now, stay by my side until I die. And a pretty morbid thing to hear, like a 7-year-old girl say, or something, however old she is.
I think she's maybe a little bit older.
Yeah, she looks really young. That's why.
She looks really. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Unfortunately, it's unfortunate how young she looks.
Yeah.
But let's say she's 14. I don't know how old she is. I forget.
She is an adolescent. Let's just put it at
that. Let's put it adolescent. So yeah, morbid thing for a child to say either way. And Fuko and Andy land to the Ark, where the Ark is. And it's reminiscent of that one panel where they first got to the Union, where it's the round table, all of the other negators were there, except this time it's just Huis standing there and saying, it reminds me of the first time you guys came here. It's time to make a choice, undead and unluck. And that's where the chapter ends. Wow. Moving chapter. Josh, what did you think?
I enjoyed this chapter. Undead Unluck's streak finally died.
Well, that feels a little harsh.
Week. That sounds horrible, I guess, but I'm looking at the past few weeks, and it's one on the 4th, the 11th, the 19th, on the 27th, which was the previous episode we did. The audience gave it a RGC, not any of us. We all gave it to One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
So it went on a tear. It has been really good, and this chapter still was good. But I gotta tell you this: I was on the edge of my seat full on anxiety. Like I was watching a thriller like movie or something, you know? I was so scared that this was gonna turn into Lollipalooza 2022, bro. Like I was like, please. As I kept turning the pages and she kept talking, I was like, please, please don't do this.
Jesus.
Billy is unambiguously grown, and you are unambiguously a child. Please don't. Yeah, their relationship had already been a little weird. But I think it's just the way they talk. It's the dialogue. It's very like. I'm gonna use adjacent again. I guess that's my word of the week. But
Yeah.
it's romantic adjacent. I guess you could just say affectionate.
Lollipalooza.
Yeah, like lolly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Tatiana has always made me uncomfy because she's naked the entire series and she looks like a little girl. So it's.
But you know, it's like, all right, that's manga in Japanese culture. It's like, fine, you guys are comfortable with. No, it's not fine.
It's something. It's something.
It's something. It's something that I am not going to comment further on in particular.
Yeah, just know that it makes us uncomfy, and we don't love it. Sure, I'm reading Undead Unluck, and I'm just like, why does she have to be naked?
She could have a training bra. No, she evaporates everything.
Yeah,
it's
she
like,
can't.
He made it that way.
It's the bummer thing is that the logistical thing about her ability in particular is that she cannot wear clothing. But you didn't have to make her look like a child, dude. Whatever.
Right.
It's weird no matter what age. It's weirder if that she looks like a child. But
well said.
Anyway, yeah, go on, Josh.
Oh, you know what? I want to point something out. At chapter 17, on the bottom left panel, look who's on Undead's pants. Remember that guy?
Clothy, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't notice that the first time. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, Andy's always wearing clothy.
No, for sure, but like he didn't have to show that, and he did.
Yeah, no.
Maybe it's going to be relevant in the next chapter. That'd be interesting. That's what I would call good execution.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's nice little
I mean, if that happens to be the case next week, where something happens where Clothy is like really important, you know?
Well, he's important because Andy could always just be dressed while wearing him. That's his utility, is that Andy doesn't always have to be naked as long as Clothy's around.
Right. Sure. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be surprised if Clothy comes in for the clutch in this. But
not like that. Just maybe he'll sacrifice himself. I don't know. Hopefully not. I don't want to see Andy naked again.
Yeah, he's naked.
We got way more than we needed to in the first few arcs.
Yeah, he likes drawing people naked, I guess.
He sure does. Beyond that, we don't have too many other thoughts. I do wonder what's about to happen with Juice.
Wheeze. I think it's Wheeze. It could be Juice.
Why do I feel like they're about to fight? Why does she seem standoff? Why are they standing off? Why is Fuko looking at her like that? Is she like, why do you have that stupid fucking helmet on?
Yeah.
Did they ever see her with the helmet on before? Is that what it is?
Yeah, she wore the helmet. She wore the helmet for a while when they first met, and then it took her a while to take off the helmet.
True.
Yeah, I guess my thoughts are similar. I don't have all that much to say about Undead Unluck. Josh pretty much said it all. It was a nice, touching, as kind of like weird as it is. It is kind of a touching thing if you're looking at it from a father-daughter relationship between Billy and Tatiana. It is sweet because these guys are close. You know, they're like he's the one who kind of rescued her and brought her into the Union. So I very much you know, it was nice to send them off this way for now, at least until the next loop starts.
Right.
I don't know if they're gonna fight Huis. I think it'd be weird if they did. I don't know why she would do that, but
Maybe she wants to take that loop with Andy. That's what I was thinking about just now.
Oh yeah, because she does the loop every time. She uses the arc every time to loop. So I mean,
Maybe she's like, listen, Fuko, that's my man. Yeah, I may have it right now in this loop, but we was together the past 100,000 loops. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck to tell you, shorty. You better square up.
yeah.
Imagine.
It would be wild.
She's like, I tried. I'm sorry. I know we made all these plans and we was all on the same team, but I cannot let this go.
I must get my man.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, but I would hope they don't fight because it is strange. It's like, this was your idea. What are you doing here? I think it's going to be more of a philosophical thing going forward. I don't know. Because she says it's time to make a choice. So, and I don't think she can deny that both of them need to go this time. So I can't find a reason for her to try to prevent them from going. They can't keep having their friends constantly betray them on their way to this fucking table. But who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't love that alternative, but I don't know. They looks like they're about to stand off.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened to Seal? Did I miss
Seal's
that?
fighting.
Is he fighting somebody? Is somebody holding him?
When they fought Nico, they were fighting. They gave that task to that kid. I forget his name, but there was a kid. They were like, "You got."
Oh yeah,
you
the robot kid, the living fucking artifact.
Yeah. So, there you go. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about Undead Unluck. Any thoughts on your end, Josh?
Nah, I said what I said.
All right. Well, that has been Undead Unluck, and that has been our show. Hoo-wee. That was a bit of a marathon. Hey, I mean, this is a classic NJC. This is the first time we've had everyone back since Chainsaw Man went away initially. So it is good to have all of our series that we usually cover in one episode again.
For manga, anyway.
Yeah, for the manga, anyway. But with that being said, that's been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, you can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at NYChillin on Twitter. Brian at B.ESP on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow him at twitch.tv/itspunchline to watch him stream. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the show on Twitter especially. Because we do a really good chapter of the week poll every week that you guys get to vote on your favorite chapters. Email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about. Check us out on there. You can also comment under any video that you're listening to right now. Leave us a subscribe while you're at it. Give it that nice subscription. Subscribe, like, share, comment, do all of the things. If you like audio podcasts, we're pretty much everywhere you listen to podcasts, so check us out on any of those platforms: iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pandora, we're on. So yeah, do the thing, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you soon, guys. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.
Peace out, y'all. Thanks for listening. Y'all see my face next week.
Bye.
Believe it.